Welcome in and welcome back, everybody. Doing another boat fail video today. If you like what I'm doing, hit all them buttons, leave them comments. All that's greatly appreciated. Anyway, thanks for stopping by and saying hi. But let's go ahead and get in here, see what kind of trouble these guys get into. Man, they got some serious air there. That looked like fun, but it's almost bad. I'm just glad it wasn't. All right. Is he gonna slide in? Oh, there it goes. There it goes. He didn't have it locked on his ball. Definitely didn't have good chains on there, and that thing just had too much weight in the back. Slid all the way in. This is another instance of somebody not paying attention. You can't see through the window, so I don't know, if the driver's just standing there watching or not, or if they're not even at the helm, but that does happen. Oh no. Yeah, right when he jumped is when I noticed how shallow it was. That could have been much worse. We've had it happen. I've seen it happen where people will dive in something too shallow, break their neck, get hurt, something like that, and they don't make it. But I'm glad that wasn't the case. Holy moly! I mean, I've seen a lot of them like launch onto, the playing field and stuff like that, where they'll, you know, the boat will end up on top of the dirt and the grass. But I've never seen one fly that far and that high. That is insane. But you see how they're able to. Oh crap! But yeah, you see how they're able to stay in those turns at a high rate of speed. That's because of those wings I was talking about in the last video. Well, I call them wings, but I don't know that official terms for them. But yeah, the boat's able to grip the water with the little notches underneath the hull of the boat, and these guys are just flying. Oh, okay, so he did touch on the inside of the turn, which took him straight out. Very hard to recover from a little hit like that. Man, they went flying. That is crazy to watch. He did it. I have a feeling that's not his gas tank. That almost looks like his bilge pump. Oh no, he doesn't. He's not tied up. He didn't tie his boat up. Don't pull it from there. Oh, come on, man. That's not how it works. Oh man. Yep. See, all it takes is a couple seconds, man. You're not paying attention. You're not doing the right thing. I mean, one rope. Just tie up one rope, man. It's not hard. Um, that's like the number one thing when you get off a boat. If you don't want it to leave you or drift away, make sure you get that thing tied up. I'm guessing. Um, doesn't look like they have a motor hanging off the back, so wherever they were at, anchor broke, and they ended up drifting into shore, something like that maybe. But I don't know whose idea it was to tie up to the mast like that. That's definitely not gonna work. Um, so, the mast of the boat, that thing sticking way up like that, yeah, it might give you leverage if you're trying to like pull the boat over, like rock it back over onto the other side. But that's definitely not a strong point to be pulling on it sideways. That's only meant to hold the weight up. It's not meant to hold the weight um, of the boat at all, really, especially if you're pulling it sideways. And I don't know how long that boat was sitting in the sand, so that thing is probably, dug in a little bit. Those waves coming by every couple of seconds, it's just gonna, you know, get it sucked into the sand. And then once you're it's if you ever been on a ocean beach with your feet in the sand, and the waves are coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and your foot kind of starts to sink into the sand, and it's almost like a suction cup. Well, imagine that on a giant boat. It's not that easy to just pull it off. Best thing they could have done, which with a boat like that, it's always going to be difficult no matter what, especially sailboats, and they've got the long V straight down the center, a lot of them. So it's going to be very hard either way. The only thing I would suggest is if you can get some more equipment over there to help right it, get it standing straight up, and then try and pull with a couple of boats. But even at that, you want to pull from the very front, and you want a good anchor point. Otherwise, it's just pointless, and you're just breaking stuff. Um, I mean, A for effort, but that was a horrible job. I mean, just looking at it, I could have told you that was going to happen. Just a little bit too tall, thought he could make it, and maybe most days he does make it, but nothing you can do now. Yeah, you gotta ride it out, man. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But the water level might have been different from a few hours ago. Maybe they went up a few hours ago and now they got to get out, and the water level is just a little bit different.
All right. Customer says that he has a loss of power. Come on, man. Took the cowling off and there's a damn bird's nest in there.
Yeah, that'll do
Wonder
it.
the air can't circulate.
Yep, you're not gonna get
You
any
guys
air
pull
in
off
there.
your cowlings every once in a while. Check it out. Put some corrosion block on. Check your oil. But this is out of hand.
That's all good advice.
You goddamn confused. No wonder it lost power.
But a lot of people they'll buy the boats and they don't know anything about it. They don't want to take it apart. Even taking the cowling off can be a little discouraging to them.
Crazy.
But
come on, be unqualified.
But yeah, all you gotta do really take it off, look at it. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. I have no idea what that was about. And this is gonna drop. Looks like they're... Do they have a trailer set up for it already? Okay, it does look like they have a trailer that they're transferring it to. Oh no, that's the back of the thing that I was looking at. Yeah, not really sure where they're trying to go with it, so I can't say anything about that. Oh, yep, and it just rips off. So wherever their anchor points were, they're usually set up for like attaching to a trailer or tying up to something, stuff like that. So it's not always meant to hold the entire weight of the boat. So, and this is just a drunk guy, usually drinking, not always, but he just comes through, doesn't care, smacks that dude and keeps going. Like, that's horrible. Easily avoided as well by either one of those boats. But the guy coming up from behind, that's definitely his fault. This is just some bad weather boating. A little bit of wind goes a long way out in open water. Like even in a lake, the farther you get from shore, that 5-mile-an-hour wind is going to make the waves that much bigger farther out. Like at shore, it might look like nothing, might feel like nothing. Then you get out into the middle, and there's white caps, and your waves are 2 feet tall, and the wind doesn't even feel that bad. Yeah, it takes a special breed to be out there on a boat like this. I mean, a lot of people, even veterans that have been out there forever, still get nauseous doing stuff like this. It's just that constant motion is not always Not always a good thing. Not sure if he thought this was a drawbridge and it's not a drawbridge. Either way, you should be able to tell by the time you get there that you're definitely not going to make it without hitting. And it does look like they've got some weather wherever they are, so the water level is probably a little bit higher than usual. So, you know, that can be deceiving as well. And they just kind of sent it and probably regret it. I know I would. Now that's something you don't see every day. They got four motors, probably 250s. They look decent size, and then he's got not, you know, nitrous hooked up to all four of them. That's crazy. I couldn't hear what he said. At least they tied the boat down, something like that. But yeah, that happens a lot. You know, no parking brake, or if you just get a little bit too far and you lose traction, and your trailer and boat don't want to stop. That's all it takes, man. You're in there now. Yeah, this is just another boat fire. Fire. I can't talk. Words are hard. Another boat fire. Looks like they're pulling people out of the cabin in the front. There's usually a hatch. Trying to get everybody out before it's too late. Because that thing is roaring, man. That thing is going good. And it might be even harder to get them out because, you know, if it's got a little bit of smoke in there, it's going to be hard for them to breathe and all that. So, this is 102, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch for the first time. That's a lot of trash. That's a lot of trash. Yep, a lot of stuff ends up in the ocean, and that's why you gotta dispose of it properly. I know landfills are filling up and it sucks, but it's better than having it in the ocean at this point. That's horrible. You know, that's like millions of dollars right there just going up in flames. It's horrible. And then all that debris and everything else is gonna go into the waterway. Not great, not great. And yeah, I mean, you'd think, you know, on a boat, fire wouldn't get out of hand like that, but for some reason they always get out of hand on the boats. It's just one of those things.
No anchorage, totally anchored.
It says no anchorage.
Totally tangled. No anchorage.
That's just unfortunate.
This is a Mexican standoff, man. Are you? He threw beer at you?
No, just my last. I threw him out of the marina right now.
In the water. I mean,
He's just waiting that guy out.
Ours. It's our barn cat.
Oh yeah, that's worth it.
I opened up everything in here. Where'd it come from?
No, hágale de a dos.
Interesting.
Son gallinas.
So you just hold it like this and you just okay.
So he's gonna jump on and probably flip his buddy over. Or just fall all the way up. That works too. That's funny. Can't tell what that is yet. Oh, pontoon flipped over. Nice. Yeah, so now that it's upright, it should allow all the water to come off and it should stay up unless the pontoon's filled up, but that should be fine. Is this the same guy we were just looking at? I don't know. That's funny. Yeah, it might be. Oh man, that's bad. So, like I was saying on the other video, you know, where you catch an edge, and it sends you the way it wants you to send you. You know, I've done that on my snowboard a few times. You know, you hit that angle, you get the, you know, the side of the board going, the the side of the board going facing the direction that you're going. That's the words I was trying to get out. You know, you catch that edge and you're just in, and that can hurt a lot. I know from experience, I've done it on a wakeboard as well. You catch that edge and you go down, and it's basically you're going from however fast you were going to zero, and you're slapping the water on the way down. So That poor guy's probably gonna be a little sore, but I'm sure he's all right. And another guy on a jet ski thinking he's gonna turn without throttle, smacks the side of a boat, trying to show off, trying to look cool, ends up. Hopefully they didn't hurt nobody, but a lot of times that's what happens. You hurt somebody or hurt yourself, and always hate to see it. So he didn't pick his line right, drifted into it, and that's all it takes. So it looks like he had it in forward. I couldn't tell. But whatever he was doing was not going to work. He's way too shallow. You got to have it in neutral. Try to push it out to a little bit deeper water, and then you can move. But it also looked like he had his trim up, which you're not going to get as much power with a trim up like that. I mean, at least he's giving it a good effort, but he didn't give it enough. Oh, there you go, there you go. All right, all right. He did smack the top, it looked like, but overall maneuvering did pretty well, in my opinion. Yeah, I see people do that on purpose a lot, you know. It is fun, but it can be dangerous. These guys definitely in a shallow area. He's got his trim up, trying to get himself pushed off, but you know, that wind's just pushing him right back into it. It's gonna be difficult. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get out. Looks like possible training. Could be training, could be rescue. Don't know yet. Oh, maybe they're all stranded. It does look like their boats run aground. Now that's insane. That's definitely way too much weight for that little car. Yeah, those tow packages are set up for maybe 5, maybe 10 if you buy a good one, but your suspension doesn't always come set up for that, so that's what you see there. That's just horrible. And that's another one of those panic situations. I mean, he was doing okay. If he would have just given it a little bit of gas at a time, tried to keep his line straight, he might have made it through, but then he panics and floors it, and you know, with the way the water's rushing like that, it's not always easy to keep a straight line. And that's just a boat lift fail. You know, that thing, it just failed. It happens sometimes. Maybe it was rated for a little bit lighter boat. Who knows? And that's just another one of those situations, you know, you back in a little bit too far, it takes your car in, or you don't have it in park. Who knows? And that poor guy, you know, transom bolts, screws just weren't, they weren't tight enough. He goes to pull it, and there it goes. Oh, he had his buddy with him. And he wasn't ready for that. A little bit too much gas, or throttle, and popped him right off the side. And I see stuff like that all the time. You know, people get ahead of themselves. They're not paying attention. They're moving a little bit too fast, and they fall and, you know, do shit like that. A lot of times, drinking is involved. Intoxicated persons. Looks like both started sinking. At least they got, you know, booms out and stuff. That's always good. At least contain the spill so they can clean it up. I bet the back of the boat is touching the ground. Otherwise, it would be bobbing and weaving and moving a lot more than it is, I think. Even with the anchors, it would move around a lot more. Okay, so that's just giving you a time lapse of that vessel going down. I mean, it was smart of him to do that. He's still gonna get wet, but at least he's not gonna get blasted. Um, and that's just more bad weather boating. More bad weather boating. Well, I had fun with this one. Hopefully you guys did too. Really enjoyed it. Always appreciate you guys hanging out till the end. You didn't have to, but you did, so thank you. I really appreciate it. Hit them buttons down there, leave them comments, tell me what you want to see next, or just even some criticism. A little bit of positivity never hurt no one. So either way, I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Really appreciate you guys. And hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, y'all have a blessed one. Be good to each other. Have a great day. Peace.